Yes, that the shadow work is not easy. You know, the only way out is the only way through, and then everything that you avoid will grow. So once you become aware of something, you at that point, in my assertion, you have a duty and a responsibility to look at it, because at some point along your journey you unconsciously adopted that condition, that habit, whatever it may be. And if you're self-aware enough to know that it's affecting you, I like to say that 2022, even KS said this, self-awareness is sexy in 2022. That's the hashtag for the year. And if you're aware of how something is hindering you, the only way to get past it is to look at it. Where does this stem from? Why did I start doing this? Is this even a part of me? And to go back with Dr. Jordan Peterson, I'm pretty sure you remember he mentioned that if you really sit down on the bed and look at your life up until this point, and you light a match to it, you'll realize that 95% of you is just everything that you've adopted over the years. And you just
Right.
got this burning husk that's left, and it's like, okay, well, it's something, and how do you build upon that, right? I think that
Yep.
in this journey of or the cycle of life, if you will, I think that we never really lose ourselves. I think that we just, it's a process of shedding the skin over and over and over and over and over again. It's just, you know about this, the longer you have on venom, the symbiote, the harder it is to take it off. And so when people tend to look at these things, they're like, man, I really need to rip this off, but you've had it on for 5 years, and that's not even you. That's a
Right.
condition that you've heard somebody pointed a finger at you and told you no. But once you can release that and rip that off, you make room for who you truly are to shine without fear of judgment too.
Right. I agree. You know, it's like we we cultivate all of these different things, whether that throughout the course of our lives, whether that be through culture, our education, miseducation, um, experiences, and then we kind of wear them. Some people even integrate them into an identity, and then even find even find um, community within a false identity or trauma bonding, if you will. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And then that's where it's like, for me, I never really felt comfortable in situations in which it was like, I know I'm not feeling good. So I'm not about to try to continue to engage with this community of people until I know something's wrong with me right now. So I have to go and figure that out by myself. And then, and at the time when I started to do that, I guess this goes into kind of how I started the journey. At the time when I started to do that, um, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I just knew that I was dealing with a lot of mental health issues. I was depressed, and I just wasn't where I wanted to be in life, you know. And then I kind of just started to get more and more. My brother gave me the book, The One Thing. It was interesting, and then he ended up uh, pointing me in the direction of Dr. Peterson and the things that he was saying in his book, and that's when I started to really gain an interest in um, self development and taking responsibility for my actions. You know what he says: clean your room, all
mm-hmm.
the key things. And then it all ultimately led me to being more interested in the Bible. Got me interested into Jonathan Pajot, who talks about the symbolic world. And
Mm,
then I ultimately had a spiritual experience in which my perception about the nature of reality shifted. And then, to put it simply, I knew that it wasn't just I'm depressed. You know, I knew that there was something deeper to life
mm,
by books and watching the biblical series and watching Jonathan Pejia. I knew that there was something deeper to life that I had to figure out. So, as well as just the simple self-help, putting myself together, working out, taking care of my responsibilities, uh, quitting drugs, stop drinking, stop expedient partying, you know what I mean, things of this
mm,
nature. And then it all culminated into where I am today, where I'm just I'm constantly learning more about myself. I'm constantly learning more about God, religion, theology, psychology, whatever I can, and then acting out those principles in the world, and then watching myself kind of form into a better, more well-rounded individual, to put it simply,
mm.
you know. But it takes that journey, and it takes going by yourself. And it takes truth and honesty. You have to be honest about what it is. And we tend to fall in love with our demons, yo.
Yes.
We fall in love with our demons, man. We fall in love with the partying. We fall in love with the women. We fall in love with the drugs. We fall in love with the lying. We fall in love with all of these. And it takes for you to get low enough to understand that this needs to stop. And then you have to take that journey on your own, burn off the dead wood, and then regrow yourself into something true, genuine, and authentic. So, yeah.
Yes, that is extremely well said. And